Oh boy.
What's going on?
We do not have a loading screen this time. Something can't be right. My guess is he forgot to press on recording. And now we need to help Karl Franz wipe out the orc army, which will still be our primary objective for the next round. Even though I'm pretty sure they will eventually just run away, because they are orcs and they are obviously outnumbered, and their passage to the south has been halted when we reclaimed Helmgard. But I'm pretty sure we will have an invasion of enemies coming from here very soon. So we have money to spend. We will need more growth, so livestock pens it is. I could watch this all day. If you've played Total War for years, this panel, switching from one faction to another, and this speed with 120 modifications, it's like half a dream come true. It's not a full dream, obviously not, but half one, yes. Foolish Vainglory. Well, they say you are a fool. We do not. Yes, we will take leadership because we will not recruit any units in the next 5 rounds. So we'll see who is the fool.
The electors have decided that their disagreement can only be concluded with war. You can use political pressure to stop this squabble, or perhaps choose a side.
I knew it. I knew that we need 1,000 prestige to stop a civil war. Now we have to decide if we do nothing, or if we side with either Ostland or Ostermark. Well, the Emperor could concern himself with these infidels. I'd say we do nothing. Even though Ostermark will obviously not like us very much. We will go to 3. Yes, we will do nothing. I still want to advance southern ways into the Goblin territory, and we cannot use a war with Human Kingdom right now. So the Emperor decided to do nothing.
Summon the
It's
Elector
actually not that bad idea, because it resembles a lot of people right now, actually very good. Well, we need to build up Eilhart.
Bring me to my men.
The thing is, I am not quite sure where the orcs went. Maybe they jumped here? Or here? Or here? Or here, or here.
What?
Well, one of you guys is going to take a look. Okay, so his movement range. Okay, they have the same movement range. Luthor can actually block an army, that's useless. She can assault a unit. Okay. Well, I don't want to send the dressed in the dress lady to brutal orcs, so our Titanic Archlector. Is he even an Archlector? I'm not that into Warhammer lore. Well, it seems that he is at least the chosen of Sigmar. But he should be an Arch-Lector, yes. And we go to take a look where the
Cleanse
orcs
the Empire!
Well,
Onwards! Come, men, forward! Of
it
course.
seems that the orcs disappeared. And we will wait one round. And then we will advance on Karazazgaras. Well, there's nothing we can do now except watch the diplomacy panel once again. Nobody likes to trade with us. Nobody wants to trade with the Emperor. Well, why should they? We have nothing to trade. Except some pottery. Ubersreik. Ubersreik is one of the most important trade centers in Reikland. It sits astride an important bridge or road from Bogenhafen to Dunkelburg. Trade flows along the road as well as downriver to Auerswald, Grünburg, Kemperbad and Altdorf. In addition, because it is located near Grey Lady Pass. Ubersreik is the ideal location for merchants traveling over the Grey Mountains to move their wares from the river to overland transportation and vice versa. In the mountains to the southwest of the town sits the infamous Castle Drachenfels, and to the southeast is the small dwarf hold of Karak Asgaras. Yes. It's not a dwarven hold. It's occupied by goblins, anyway. Because of its location, Ubersreik has a strong dwarven influence. The town council includes representatives of the local dwarf clans as a way to ameliorate any disputes over mining rights. The only municipal council in Reikland to do so. Dwarf influence is also seen in the town's architecture. Sounds rather interesting. And it seems to be an important city to the Empire. And we can build our Red Moon Inn. Oh boy. So we will be able to recruit all those heroes, even though they are extremely expensive in upkeep because we do not have any money.
So?
And Karl Franz is leader of men. Cannot deny him that. Franz is a sterling leader, beloved by many, who can inspire not just those close, but all men. Yes. And we will need to advance into Alert. Alert ensures that those armies of orcs and beastmen and other nations who can rout under our armies will not be able to just pass our mighty general, and the ambush defense chance is extremely important and absolutely viable, especially if you're fighting against Skaven and they auto ambush you like all the times. This is the way to go. But before we do that, we will put Franz onto a bearded horse. Yes, the Emperor shouldn't stand in a battle. Oh. Why? Usually this hammer just shows up when you can actually, well, building, if you have the resources. It works spectacularly on the City Watch building because it doesn't show me you can build because I can't. I don't have the money. And this training field can't be upgraded to a ready field if we don't have the sufficient funds of 2015 in our treasury. We do not have it. Yet it says I can. It's obviously a bug. Even though I'm pretty sure it's a bug created by a modification. Anyway. We will be able to build a Reichsfort. We will do that the moment we get the funds. Even though we first have to upgrade Greenblock. I want walls in every city. And this is also an interesting building. Altdorf, some of you might know, has a zoo. It's called the Imperial Zoo. A menagerie of wild beasts and monsters from across the lands. The Imperial Zoo is both an acclaimed tourist attraction and stables for the Imperial Army. Now, the public order in Reikland isn't that awesome. In adjacent provinces is a big boost, but plus speed for all mounted units and characters is bloody awesome. And it grants us a dragon as a garrison. I mean, who could have seen that coming? A dragon in Altdorf, a dragon for the Empire. We can recruit one. Obviously not, we can just recruit some demigryph knights and freelancers, outriders and pistoliers, but we will have a dragon defending the capital of man in case of an emergency, like chaos invasion. I like that.
The Empire.
And we obviously do
here.
not have to worry about those orcs. They've disappeared.
Will be done.
I'm just gonna check this.
I am Prince and
Yes, they've
Emperor.
disappeared. So we can go to the goblins. And we will crush them eventually. Still no one able to trade with us who wants. No. This is quite important. It might bother you. Always checking the diplomacy panel. I wish there was an easier way to do that. But it can easily boost your economy in the early stages of a campaign, because you can get a lot of money through trade. As you can see right here, we have half of our background income. We have almost as much in trade money as in taxes. Now that says a lot. And we're going to do the end this round.
Greetings, fellow heirs of Sigmar.
Oh boy, Boris Todbringer. Obviously he's planning an invasion. I'm certainly not paying you for an invasion. So if you want to invade your emperor, you have to declare war openly, so no.
Greetings, fellow heirs of Sigmar.
Alberich Haupt Andersen. Military access. Well, oh boy. Steeland is historically influenced by the vampire counts. And these vampires often or not conspire against the Empire. Now this could be a diversion plan, but we will still trust Steeland. Even though Steeland distrusts the Empire, this leader doesn't trust most Imperial leaders. Well, he does trust us, so we should let him take... yes, we will take this into consideration. Elector Greed. While the Emperor's armies march forth, our nobles barter with each other, claiming great swaths of land for themselves. Should the common man, brave soldier, not have a farmstead on which to retire? This is actually very interesting. It's one of the major conflicts in the Roman Empire, the actual Roman Empire, when few aristocrats gathered or assembled most land, they became ginormous landowners, and on the other hand, the Roman Empire promised the citizens, if they'd serve in the army for a certain amount of time, 20 or 25 years I think, I'm not sure about that, but they'd receive a part of land. Even though it didn't mean necessarily a land in Italy. Later on they were given some land in Spain, or even in Germania if they had access to that. The problem now was that those few aristocrats had so much land, and the Roman Empire didn't have that much land to spare, so there was inevitably some conflict. And in the end, most people had landlords. It was one of the major critical events in the Roman Empire. Along that, the denarii lost value because they took the silver right out of the coins. Well, we do not plan to fight men, so we are certainly going to take the treasury, because minus public order is never good. So the electors rule for now. And we have built the Red Moon Inn. Franz Lohner, the innkeeper, has seen Ubersreik turned from prosperous town to secessionist settlement and taken it in his stride. In fact, he seems to know far more about the situation than any man should, more than the Burgomaster, all the scrabbling nobles who seem only interested in the grand masquerade. Perhaps this is because of the persistent rumors of Lohner's past. He arrived to take over the landlordship of the Red Moon over a decade ago, but not much known is of his previous career. Yoda, you are. The rumors swear he is ex-military, and that can be seen in his bearing and practical nature. The very best rumorsmiths insist there is much more to Lohner. That he was, and indeed still is, a member of the Emperor's Eyes, a highly secretive organization, a spy network led by the inscrutable Black Count, who, if the myth is believed, answers directly to Karl Franz himself. But this is all conjecture, stuff that Lohner would laugh off if you ever had the gall to approach him directly. He is just a humble innkeeper, albeit one more prepared than most. And we are able to improve our economy by a substantial amount, but we will first upgrade Grunborg. Yes. And
Summon
we
the
can
Elector
improve Gandalfson. Oh boy. Well, we do need magical items to improve our heroes. And replenishing hit points is still the one way to go. And we need a hero in Altdorf. The Silver Seal of the Emperor. The witch hunter reports that a mysterious woman was seen fleeing through a small hamlet to the east of Altdorf. That's about here. Though the informant only caught a glimpse of her retreating back in the faint moonlight, he swears that her steed was a thing of bone, with a fell green glow about it. The witch hunter suspects her to be an agent of the undead. Stirland lies to the east of Reikland, and beyond it lies Sylvania, historically the center of undead activity in the area, so the hunt should be directed there. Now, we could pursue her. We're not gonna do that. She stole a holy relic from the Emperor. And even though some citizens might have some troubles along the way, we need to demonstrate to the vampires that the Empire does not accept such insolence. So we're just gonna breach a dam and kill her. The expedition was a success. The dam was breached. Parts of Steeland are flooded. I do apologize to you Steelanders. In the end, the flooding has just brought... oh boy. The Steelanders have minus 50% campaign movement, minus 5% public order, and minus 50% all building income. That just basically means that the Sylvanians and von Karsteins will probably be able to kill the Steellands, so we will have to help them, even though this is ridiculous. 2,500 treasury. That is not acceptable. Now, it seems that Karl Franz is supposed to go after this lady. Kill her. Trapped by the waters in the vampires, for such she seems to be, has been brought to bay near a shrine of ill omen. She is raising an army of corpses to defend herself. Well, if she is trapped by water, it seems that we have time to react to this, so we're gonna improve our army because she's important and powerful. No. We don't want to do that. Especially not if we're going for the anti-cheese way and granting the AI our army to obliterate them. So,
As is my right
we're
by
going
Sigmar's
for
crown.
Ubersreik.
The Empire.
And Volkmar Grimm. I want to have Kurt Helborg. But we need... well, we could do the Battle of Bloodpine Woods next time. Yes, we're going to do that next round. We don't have any ways of recruiting a Reikland mortar. This is interesting, so we can't recruit a normal mortar. Okay, this is important.
Is it time?
And it seems that we do not have the means to upgrade Teutischen Guard. They are extremely powerful and also extremely expensive. So we're going to build one Teutschen Guard.
Bring me to my men.
Yes, they are extremely expensive. They're even more expensive than the Imperial Foot, but they are indeed powerful. They, by stats, do not win against the Imperial Foot, but they have armor-piercing weapon strength. This is very good if you fight other units that are armored. The wolves howl, which means that they can fight for a long time, have strong vigor, and are not tired easily. I like that. Okay.
Now.
Helmgard is now level 2. Oh boy.
Armored in faith.
I have to say, these custom-made banners look striking. They look great. I'm not absolutely sure with the Reikland one, but there are some very, very beautiful. I also like the von Karstein. And we are gonna end our round now.
The great rain flows! Friends of the Empire, come.
So, begins. Not the march of Sauron's forces on Minas Tirith, no.
Greetings from Sigmar.
Military lines is approaching. Military access, yes, thank you. I always like military access and treaties with Marienburg.
The Celestial College implores that I hear you. I remain unconvinced.
Thank you, yes. Bretonnian Dukedom, Lyonesse. Adalhard de Lyonesse. He does look very French. This is a little bit funny. Because these Crusaders are obviously a bit French touched. So we're going to accept this, yes. Our Bretonnian friends are of great importance. And High Elves are controlling Reikland. Hexensnacht. Almost everyone in the Empire looks to the night before the new year, known as Witching Night, or in older times called Hexensnacht, with particular dread. This night is sacred to Mor, whose priests are the only ones brave enough to leave the safety of their homes in order to conduct their rites in the graveyards. The line between the worlds of the living and the dead is particularly blurred on this night, and the spirits of those who have gone before sometimes come back. The vile undead are seemingly energized by the one pale light of the moons on witching night, and shambles through the countryside, terrorizing the living. Because the regions of death and sleep are so close, vivid dreams on this night give clues of a person's fate for the coming year. I like the artwork. This does look like Hexensnacht. And the Elves are controlling Lothar again.
Ready.
This is also nice. So, Luthor, you are going to train Franz's army.
The nation calls.
Nice. Additional success. Okay, so we can... Cool. Kerillian. Some of you might know from a certain Warhammer game. I'm not going to tell you from which one. Even though I did play it. Well, there's more than one game now. Maybe you want to find out for yourself. It's a first person, well, it's a sort of hack and slay game. You can assemble a few friends, you can take over a few champions, and then you can slay Chaos or Beastmen or Skaven. It's not the best game, it looks decent, and it's Warhammer, there are not so much Warhammer games out there, so this might be a good one for you. And this is Kerillian. Enigmatic and sharp-sighted. Kerillian is a wood elf with little affection for others. She left her ancestral home of Ethel Lauren for reasons that are her own. Kerillian has little patience to teach others, mainly focusing on her own path and improvement. Like all elves, Kerillian regards humans as nothing more than clueless children and treats them accordingly. Oh yes, I like elves who treat humans clueless. As such. We also have Victor Saltzpyre. For Victor, life has ever been a never-ending battle against heresy and destruction. The beleaguered Reikland is but a vestir stage upon which to strut his hour. Although it is hardly in Victor's nature to trust such outcasts as are his companions in these dark days, except that righteous work can sometimes be accomplished by stained souls and soiled hands. Okay. I am quite certain that we are missing someone, yes. You could say that he is their leader. He is Markus Kruber. As a sergeant, Markus Kruber led the 8th Ostland swordsmen to victory many times, inspiring confidence and loyalty in his men, and forming a strong bond with them, when he was the sole survivor of his unit's attack against the necromancer. Markus found himself a broken man. He attempted to leave the army but was denied. Impressed with his skill, witch hunter Victor Saltzpyre persuaded Markus' superiors to let him leave and become an escort for Victor's bright wizard, prisoner to Ubersreik. Oh yes, there is a bright wizard remaining. He should be here somewhere. This is not the bright wizard I'm talking about, but she is a part anyway. She is called Sienna Fuegonasus. Blessed with sharp intellect and a wicked sense of humor, Sienna will generally pass for a well-adjusted individual as far as visits go. Those who witness her in battle, however, will soon catch a glimpse of how deep her dependency and addiction to the adrenaline rush of Agji's magic has taken her. She is fiery-tempered but good-humored, if perhaps a little unhinged. And we have so many wizards to choose from, and we should find one. I'm missing someone from this particular group. Well, it seems that we're not gonna find him now. We have to decide who we recruit now. Now our armor and our army could accommodate, of course, to a lot of heroes. We could use someone on the campaign map, assassinating and assaulting units. So we're going to buy Kerillian, recruit her.
What do you need?
She will... Ah, yes, this is interesting. So, these particular heroes who have been added to the game have in this particular Warhammer game, where they originate from, several stages. And we will be able to switch between those stages: a Waystalker, a Handmaiden, the Shade, like through mounts. So she can either take the role of a Waystalker, or she could take the role of a Handmaiden, strong armored, or she could even become a Shade. We will go through these at the moment when it seems necessary. Right now we're not going to bother us with this. We need to train her as a specialist, and she will be able to assault garrisons, assassinate, and assault units. This is important. You see this S? If you're going for a unit that does not have this S, it means its unit is absolutely useless. Okay, so we still need someone for our army. But we have insufficient funds, which means that we cannot buy another unit. Which means that this round now has concluded. But we will take away one Empire Archer, so we can make room for a hero. I'm still not sure which one we will buy. The AI will probably misuse a Battle Wizard, so we're probably going for Markus Kruber, because he will probably be able to buff here. Yes. Allies in range, disciplined. Oh, this is very good. And vigor. Imperial tactics. He's obviously not only a strong warrior, but he's also buffing units. This is very good. Still no one wants or can trade with us. No, we're not going to trade with Noskin tribes. The Emperor does. He has a little bit of self-respect, and we're not gonna break that away. just because we need money. It's the easiest way, of course. Break away from your principles to earn a few tiny gold coins, but as long as we can sustain ourselves, as long as we are not in the corner, clinching for life, we will not go such a dark path.
Friends of the Empire, come.
You like this? I should play more Empire. They give me money. They honor the Empire with a token of respect, which means that we have more money. I like that. Obviously, the Bretonnian, the French, they are respectful people.
By the comet.
Eilhart, ah yes, this is known and celebrated by wine drinkers throughout the old world. Vineyards around Eilhart produce the succulent grapes and thus the wine that shares its name. Eilhart is widely considered one of the Reikland's best white wines, valued not just for its crisp, light flavor, but also for its famously mild hangovers that grow no worse no matter how much of it was off the night before, or so Eilhart has claimed. Recently, Eilhart has also become famed in Reikland and as far afield as Marienburg for its sharp, acidic beers, making use of fragrant hops and local grain. Given the excellent quality of its alcoholic beverages, Eilhart has become a popular destination for riverboat cruises, wherein pictures travel to the town to sample its wares from the many drinking houses, breweries, and vineyards on offer. Some claim the high number of visiting Bretonnians, drawn by the excellent wine, may account for the locals' recent enthusiasm for beer. Well. A wine that doesn't make you hangover, that sounds like something that should be illegal. Because how would you stop people from drinking it? Okay, so we are going to save some money. It's not yet time to build our walled empire. First, I would like to build Eilhart Vineries. Given the excellent quality of its alcoholic beverages, Eilhart has become a popular destination for riverboat cruises wherein pictures travel to the town. We've already read that. Oh boy. It gives us public order, which is not that important. It gives us some wine, which is not also important, but it also gives us diplomatic relations with the Bretonnians. As you might remember, our friendly, respected neighbors do grant us money to get treaties that they want, which is the best thing that you can get. Someone wants something from you and he's going to pay you for giving it to him. Even though you have to do nothing then say yes. This is obviously the best thing in the Empire.
Yes.
And our vampire lady still has one skill point to give. This is her husband, Detlef Sierk, arguably the greatest actor, producer, and playwright of the Empire. Detlef Sierk is also the lover and companion of Genevieve Dieudonne. He is probably a great dramatist than Tahardash. This is reminding me a little bit of a story in a book series called The Dwarfs by Markus Heitz. There's also this actor who has a girlfriend, not a wife. She's also dangerous and mysterious. This is actually quite interesting. This is resembling it in so many ways. And we will give her the chance to honor her husband by granting us public order. I like this. So he's traveling with us, entertaining the troops. This is the story. And we will go for Markus Kruber. He starts on level 1. He is a mercenary right now. When Saltzpyre recruited Kruber for his victory, knew it was the former state trooper's first venture as a mercenary. A new profession lit a fire within him, and a desire awoke to one day lead a company of his own as a mercenary captain. Perhaps the events in Helmgard will lead him down this path. And later on it seems that he will become a huntsman and in the end an honorable foot knight. Even though he will only receive 26 armor as a knight, which is a little bit ridiculous, but it just, well, it does say that his mercenary armor is actually very good. So you are going to accommodate your emperor. You are going to assault. No, you're going to kill. Yes. 50% chance. That's not awesome. But I still take it.
Lady of the Glade, at your service.
Elvish assassins. Sauron did certainly not see that one coming. I like it. So we're checking this panel again. Nope. And we will advance very quickly. Right after Markus Kruber is capable
Summon the
of
Elector
supporting this army. So we could already... No, we couldn't. Oh, god damn it. Well, we are going to advance a little bit.
Bring me to my men. Yes, to unite the
Now this is a moral question. We could raid their lands to gain their riches. So humans would raid goblin territory. Now the problematic thing is, we just read earlier, with this particular former dwarven stronghold,
Friends of the Empire,
probably will be later, accommodated dwarfs. Now dwarves hold grudges. If we raid
anything is possible.
Former dwarven territory, that means that we will disrespect their ancestors. And that is a grudge the dwarves cannot accept, so we cannot raid this territory. Because the ancestors of the dwarves will not forgive us. Oh boy. The bad again. Valmir von Raukov. On your advice and the promise of financial returns, Valmir von Raukov of Ostland had joined you what appeared to be a surefire investment in some merchant warehouses in Mecklenburg. On paper, you both stood to make prolific returns. Unfortunately, it turned out that the warehouses were inadvertently built directly above a giant rat nest. Though it was not entirely clear from your business associates in Marienburg whether it was the rats or the nest that were giant. In the end, the entire site had to be leveled by a special demolition team brought in from Nuln. That's here. Elector Valmir von Raukov of Ostland is demanding a return on his investment, or at the very least, his money back. Well, we need the prestige to stop the next civil war. We do not need to confederate or to smile too much to Ostland, so we're going to do nothing. Obviously, this is a joint adventure, which means that it is also a joint risk assessment, which means that if this adventure is not going well, both parties will be held accordingly to their investment. So we don't do nothing, basically. Oh boy. We just talked about that earlier as well. Bad things in Steeland. It has long been rumored that Steeland's proximity to Sylvania means that its courts are susceptible to vampire infiltration. Our spies suspect such an occurrence, for Steeland is being aggressive to us. The influence of the von Karsteins is surely to blame. And our diplomatic relations with these boys deteriorates very quickly.
I'm a schemer.
I would like to improve this hero's assault garrison skill. Yes, this could work to
Can
our
I offer
advantage.
assistance?
Very well.
How should we proceed?
You're
They'll
going
be
to
marching,
train,
all right.
Franz. And Luthor is going to build up some shield protection.
I hear ya.
I
Yes, we can
command
still kill
here.
them.
Proud
So we have
daughter
to
of
decide now
Aphrodite.
what the best of course what the best course of action will be. Okay, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. 24%. Yes, ridiculous. Okay, so we're going to try to assault the garrison. Make this fight.
Ill-considered.
Yes, we failed, of course.
I am Prince
Okay.
and Emperor.
All right. Me protter's ready.
Okay, so this is almost a full stack army with a troll.
The nation calls.
Which means that my genius plan will not really work. So we are going
What?
to reinforce our troops
I am Franz. They will
and
obey.
we will upgrade. So our crossbowmen will become Steer River patrols.
The Empire.
And our Empire Archer unit will become huntsmen.
Now, summon the Elector Counts.
And with such reinforcing actions, we should be able to
Bring me to my
destroy
men.
these creatures the next possible
I
moment.
command here.
Just need some more help first. Okay. Well, you will still try to sabotage the goblins. Obviously, I do hope that she won't be discovered, because then she will probably be executed. And even though she believes that humans are nothing more than clueless children, we shouldn't surprise her with the thought that we do care a little bit about her. And obviously defying cluelessness. But you should never prove yourself to those who are obviously ignorant. It won't do you any good. It's a waste of a lot of energy. And an orcish invasion is upon us. Now we're gonna have to make a decision. The problem is, if we're going to let the AI defend a home guard, we will use it over and over and over again. Now, this is an anti-cheese campaign, which means that we should be able, or allowed, to place troops, but we are not going to take them and move them over and over and over and over and over again. So we have to position our troops extraordinarily good in order to survive this battle. Now the odds are in our favor, even if the outer resolve battle is broken again.
Mortar!
We're going to place this mortar here, and we're going to give this mortar to the AI. So she's, well, going to kill our own troops.
Halberdiers!
And we're going to remove all of these.
Finding range, sir!
Now, we
Crossbowmen!
will reinforce these
Ready
positions
for
with our
war!
crossbowmen, so they will be able to kill all those little orcs. And we're going to
Ready
place
for
these
war!
boys here. And the experience of the Empire, the orcs have for some reason a lot of affection for this part of the wall, so we're going to place a lot of our troops around that.
Halberdiers!
And we need one unit to protect the gate.
Standing by!
And we need one unit for this tower.
Swordsmen!
So the other halberdiers will go
For
to this tower.
Heldenhammer!
Our swordsmen will
Standing by!
protect this and this section.
Swordsman!
And like this. What is this?
The Empire endures!
Thank
Swordsman!
you.
For the Emperor!
So
By
yes.
Ulrich's
And
wrath!
our great swords will
Great swords!
be reinforcements.
For
Our
Heldenhammer!
general will reinforce these boys in case of some troop and ladder
Listen
action.
up!
And our freelancer cavalry will try
Sigma
to
calls!
kill routing.
General!
So this is it, basically. It should work. If the orcs should decide to attack this wall, if the AI is intelligent anyway, we're going to get fucked. But I don't think so. These are some creatures. There's a book series called The Orcs. I recommend it highly. It will give you a distinct perspective about orcs. You will understand an orc is not a mindless creature that gets crushed by a crossbow fire, but rather a misunderstood servant of darkness, not by choice but by creation. This is going very well, and they are going for the wall, which means that we are royally fucked. Well, this went a wall rather quickly. Okay, win. This is what a Warhammer siege should be. Crying warriors in front of a gate, waiting for the gates. The walls are breached. Not this ladder bullshit. Well, it seems that these warriors are of a faction. Good siege faction. They're obviously protesting. I like this. Very well, they will die last. And the main host of the enemy army, as predicted, is going for this section. So we will send in our great swords to crush these orcs. Even though there is nothing against orcs in particular, they are trying to destroy human territory and butcher and kill children and others. So we will have to defend Helmgard. This looks dashing. There are times like these when I really, really, really like Warhammer. It's a well-made idea. You have Bretonian land with monsters roaming. And if they want to cross into the Empire, they will have to take a mountain fortress. Now this fortress is obviously not complete. We should have even more around here. We should be able to go through this. Of course, this map is too small. It's ridiculously small, like every other siege map in Warhammer. Maybe after the release of Warhammer 3 and the last release of the last DLC, maybe then Creative Assembly will give us the tools to build huge and enormous maps and manipulate the campaign map so we can have some decent overhaul modifications. That's a dream for later. So now we need to defend against the orcs first to earn such epic journey. I'm a little bit concerned. Where are the orcs that just ran off? There were some orcs. We ventured into our territory. They are gone now. Okay. Well, we can speed this up. The orcs are obviously... What is this? Spear Chuka. Artillery. Well, we are anti-cheese territory. I come to this. We have to let the tower decide for itself. Tower. Choose. Hello. Also, you might have noticed that the crossbow or arrow trails or projectile trails in general have been removed by a good modification because it was ridiculous. Crossbow should not leave a trail as well accompanied by a ton of black powder. So this is a little bit of
They're
realism.
everywhere!
Not everyone will like it, because it's very hard to actually see crossbows reach their targets if you look extremely closely. If you pause the game and look at fleeing orcs. I like this boy, his style. There's also a good one. He also looks dashing. This looks spectacular. He was shot down and he was shot down. Oh boy, they breached the gate? No, it's just open. Cause. So we should be able to find at least one flying crossbow. Yes, yes, there you are. There is a crossbow shot with the tiniest amount of trail. And this crossbow shot should hit. This is ridiculous. There is another. It's flying to the ground. Ah, yes, it's flying there. Kill the orcs from afar. And this battle is won. And we are going to let the AI cheese the enemies. Which is still anti-cheesing because I'm just giving the AI the means to cheese. Cheesing down the enemy to the last. And re-ending us now. It's getting ridiculous. Well, if the Emperor should come and ask Alberich Agraba, recent insurgents, and if he tells the Emperor that he successfully defeated more than 2,500 orcs with casualties less than 200 men, he will probably still be punished. I mean, he had wars, crossbow. He shouldn't have lost more than 100 men. The orcs killed 1350, 66, 8900, I don't know. Oh boy. I'm a bit surprised that our mortar, well, it's one unit, but it's 3 mortars. They didn't kill so many units. Okay. So, we're going for the money, because orcs obviously have money with them. It's also an orc thing. They usually carry around their wealth. Yes. Now this is a problematic thing. We don't have the prestige. And we cannot allow Empire territory falling into Skaven hand. Even though our treasury currently does not like to spend money, we are going to send a military force. So oh boy, yes, they did need a military force. And we are going... I fear if we fight this battle... Too horrible to die. This makes the decision. Yes, thank you. And we're going to get the money. So effectively, we just lost 533. Yes, very well. So we lost some money, but not that much.
Lady of the Glade.
Now she's going to assault the garrison again. Yes, exactly. Yes. Hates greenskins. As I already told you, the traits are now actually useful. So this action against green skin will bring us more magic income, magic drop chance, more hero action cost, more sacking settlement percentage, and causes fear when fighting against green. It is very good. I like it. Okay, so we're going to upgrade her assassination. And we will try to improve her. Oh boy, range. Yes, thank you.
I command here.
Well, usually I'd say let's attack.
I am Franz. They will obey.
But we
I
are
see no
still
other
lacking a lot of health on our boys. And
Yes, to unite the
improve
provinces.
even
Summon
more
the Elector
constantly.
Counts. What?
I need treatment. I'm certainly in for Huntsman. I like them. They are the best thing that ever happened to Wolfhard. They fire whilst moving. Usually that's a trade. Oh yeah, oh boy, yes please. Yes, we need to upgrade Handguard. It's actually a rather substantial upgrade. We're not only improving our arrow shooting ball towers to improve to cannonball fire, but also we're improving 1 mortar unit to 3 mortar unit. And this is awesome. Helmguard is very important and very powerful station to defend mankind. Especially if obviously 2 armies of red horn herds are coming from behind to claim cities which we have not upgraded into walls-ish kingdoms. Oh boy. Well, this
Bring me to my men.
concludes this particular episode, I say. It's looking actually very well. We have control over a core empire, we have defeated an orc army, approaching on Helmguard successfully. We are going to improve Helmguard's defenses to ensure that future orc invasions will not obliterate all empire territory. And the emperor is actively recruiting an army to crush the goblins claimed dwarvish territory.
Can I offer assistance?
Even though they will not get the territory back because the empire does need money. We are going to honor the ancestors of the dwarves by not raiding the land, and this will be enough. Oh boy, the dwarves have already taken Caragnon. So we have to hurry, otherwise we will probably not be able to take this stronghold. Oh boy. But that is another story for another time. And you stay healthy. And we will see again us next time. Bye bye.